So you may have heard of the game Dead Cells. It's a multi-platform game and it pretty much came out on every platform known to man. It came out in August 2018 and a lot of people like this game. It actually got a really good score from a lot of people. A lot of people love Dead Cells, and of course this game really got popular and really started to get noticed when the guy from IGN plagiarized the review for Dead Cells. So that's besides the point, but Dead Cells apparently is selling extremely well. Not only is Dead Cells selling extremely well, it's actually selling really well on the Nintendo Switch. From a lot of sources online, it's actually outselling the PS4 version 1-4. Now, that may not really seem like a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but actually that's kind of interesting news that Dead Cells is selling really good on the Nintendo Switch compared to the PS4, because if you look at the PS4 compared to the Nintendo Switch, the PS4 is at 80 million units sold, so it has 80 million people who own a PS4. They're PS4 adopters, and then you look at the Nintendo Switch, it's almost at 20 million units sold, and 20 million units compared to 80 million units, you would think a lot of people would want to buy Dead Cells on the PS4, but in fact a lot of people actually want to buy Dead Cells on the Nintendo Switch. But if you ask me, it actually makes sense that people are buying it on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm not really too surprised that people are actually buying Dead Cells more on the Nintendo Switch than the PS4, because the Nintendo Switch is a hybrid console, so you're pretty much getting two games for the price of one. You're pretty much getting a console experience on your TV, and then you're getting the game on the go. I've already talked about this on my channel a little bit, so I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's kind of interesting how people are really starting to still gravitate towards Switch versions of the game, even though the Switch is underpowered compared to the PS4 and to like the Xbox One or the PC. I guess people do not care. People want the versatility of the Nintendo Switch, with people having busy lives and with people just really wanting more for their money. It only makes sense that people are going to gravitate to the Nintendo Switch version of games if they're multi-platform games. The only reason I can see people buying a PS4 version of a game if it's on the Nintendo Switch is if people have a PS4 but they don't have a Nintendo Switch, or maybe they want slightly better graphics, or maybe they want a game that's in 4K that they can't get on 4K on the Nintendo Switch. But it absolutely makes sense that you would want to buy a game for the Nintendo Switch if it's on the PS4 or Xbox One. You're getting the same amount of money, you're getting more value for your money right there. And it's not like, even though the Nintendo Switch is downgraded compared to the PS4, Xbox One, or PC version, it's not like you're going from 4K 1080p games on like an Xbox One or a PS4 down to like 240p or 480p. They're slightly lowered graphics compared to the competition, and I think for most people out there don't even care that the graphics are a slight downgrade. When I mean slight downgrade, for most people, they can't even notice the difference. Now, in some games, it's more noticeable than others, but for the most part, you're only talking about a little downgrade compared to the competition. Like, you look at some games that play on PS4 and Xbox One, they run at 1080p natively, but on the Nintendo Switch, they may run at a little bit lower than 1080p, like 900p, and 900p for a lot of people is not even noticeable, or they don't care about it just due to the fact that, well, it may be 900p, but the fact that they can take this thing on the go is a really big plus. And with their busy lives and things like that, it makes sense that people would be buying it on the Nintendo Switch. So what I'm basically saying is Nintendo really does have a home run when it comes to the gaming market. I think Nintendo really found the sweet spot, and I think this is a brilliant idea, and you can see that people do care about this hybrid console. I think it's starting to become more of the future when it comes to gaming. And not just Dead Cells is selling well on the Nintendo Switch. There's been other games that have been selling really well on the Nintendo Switch. You look at games like Rocket League. Rocket League has been selling quite well on the Nintendo Switch. Another game that sold really well on the Nintendo Switch is Skyrim from Destiny. Even though that game is a very old game, it came out I think in 2013. People are 2012 or 2013 or 2011, excuse me. I think it was actually more around 2011. Even though that game is a very old game and it's pretty much on every platform known to man, and they even did a remaster this generation to where it looks better. The Nintendo Switch is one of the weaker ports of Skyrim. People just don't care. They want the fact that they can take that game on the go. That is a really big deal to a lot of people, being able to play this on a TV and being able to play this on the go. Outside of Skyrim, we also have other games like Doom. Doom surprisingly sold pretty well on the Nintendo Switch. And one thing you may not know, I think last year, Yacht Club Games, the makers behind the Shovel Knight indie game, that was a very massive, big Kickstarter game, they actually announced that it sold extremely well on the Nintendo Switch. I think it actually racked in more money on the Nintendo Switch than any other platform, which is absolutely insane for a game that's been out for quite some time right now. You would absolutely not think a game being quite old, I think it came out in 2015, you would not think that putting it on a new platform would absolutely make people want to rebuy this game and just keep on buying Shovel Knight again on the Nintendo Switch. But it shows that the hybrid aspect of the Nintendo Switch is pretty much what's selling the Nintendo Switch. It's not always necessarily about the graphics of a system. Sometimes it is necessarily about the graphics, and sometimes you do want your games to look better, but for the most part, I think a lot of people out there just don't care about how pretty a game looks like. If there's more versatility and there's more ways to play, I think more people are going to gravitate towards the Nintendo Switch version of a game. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.